Hey, what's up, guys? So I've been meaning to make a One Piece discussion video, and recently, chapter I believe 833 came out. So there was some stuff about it I wanted to talk about, and it's probably gonna be all Sanji related. So Sanji fans, get excited! Now, for those who don't know, Sanji isn't really one of my favorites, and it's partially because he's kind of predictable. And there are aspects of Sanji I like, but the aspects of Sanji that get promoted the most of the aspects of Sanji I don't really care for, especially when you have other. Because I think I've even said this in discussions before. The perversion thing that Sanji has going for him is like one of the most unlikable things about his character. Particularly because when I have a character like Brook who actually makes it funny and is more inherently fun with that joke, it's great. Because like Brook is a pervert, but it's like within reason. But Sanji's like a pervert and is like over exaggerated to the point of fucking of insanity. But it's not. This chapter. I mean, this video is not just about why Sanji's as low as he is in terms of my favorite Straw Hats. But we need to have the conversation about the latest chapters and him and other stuff. So obviously, if you haven't read chapter 833 and forward, don't. I mean, if you're ready, at least up to chapter 833, don't watch the video. But we're going to talk about some things. So, chapter 833 came out, and it was kind of a good chapter to kind of show that his family are assholes. His entire family are assholes. Now, because it's One Piece and because I know the way Oda usually writes characters, there's no way in fuck that you're going to have a main character's full-on family be a bunch of bullshitting dicks. Also, because One Piece, he never really truly does that unless there are characters that truly should be hated. I would probably guess at the very least he's going to have at least two of his family members be redeemable. I'm banking Reiju is definitely going to be one, but I'm banking one of his brothers will be also a redeemable character. I'm actually banking it's either going to be Yonji or Nichiji. If I remember right, it was Ichiji is the one who was like, "Oh, it's time to go say our baby brother's wedding," and like Nichiji was like, "You fucking liar." Because, like, Nichiji knows that he's full of shit. So I would bang Nichiji might be a cool brother, or fucking Yonji could be a cool brother. But I don't think his oldest brother, quote unquote oldest, I say oldest because they're all quadruplets, so they're technically all the same age. But we'll just say his older brother, his oldest brother, um, is probably going to be a dick, and his dad's going to probably be a dick. I don't think Oda's going to keep his entire family dicks. There'll probably be some reasoning behind why they act the way they act. And it kind of gets into some other questions. For example, why, as a character who is as strong and power hungry as his father seems, his only goal is to reconquer the North Blue. And then on top of that, for some reason, he feels that he needs the help of a Yonko to conquer the North Blue. This then brings up a question. What the fuck happened in the North Blue that make you think that you need a Yonko backing you to get something done? Because it's the North Blue. It's not a Grand Line area. North Blue is not like what I would consider, if it's anything like the East Blue, I wouldn't consider it anything huge or major. Only like low tier rookies would be hanging in the North Blue. So why the fuck would you need someone as strong as Big Mom backing you for the sake of one little area? Also, the fact that he only wants the North Blue. If you notice, he has not said anything else, and we haven't been inferred anything else that Sanji's dad wants anything other than the North Blue. And this is where my theory kicks in. I believe that Sanji's mother is very fucking important I think Sanji's mother is probably his motivation, or at least part of his motivation. And for some reason, Sanji, because of stereotypical shonen logic, is the person who understands why. Also, the fact that Sanji is willing to run away, I would either bank that his mother is probably the absolute final trigger for Sanji leaving, or the trigger for his dad in acting the way he does. Although it seems like almost all the brothers are dicks to begin with, and it seems like he's already on family value strength. Now, I'm guessing at this point in time, the flashback takes place before the Baratier flashback. If I had to take a guess, the Baratier flashback probably takes place when Sanji's around 7 or 8. So I'm thinking that other flashback probably takes place when he's like 4 or 5. Obviously, these are just vague ass guesses, but this is just what I'm doing. Because I think his mother is very important. And I would probably guess it's probably her death, because obviously Straw Hats can't all have a full family. I mean, Usopp's mother is dead. I don't think any Straw Hat has their full family. And I'm pretty sure Luffy's mother is dead. I'm going to bank that Sanji's mother probably died when he was very young. And it was probably, and as I said, it's probably her death or the way she died that probably told Sanji to go, fuck it, I'm done, I'm leaving. This place is shit. This place is shit. He has a lot of animosity towards his father for being a piece of shit, which, based on the flashback, he's a piece of shit. But obviously, it's that argument of, oh, well, you're a child, you didn't get it. And then the father probably had some flawed way of handling a very stupid issue. I would almost argue the reason why he wants the North Blue so badly, specifically because of his wife, aka Sanji's mother. And I'm probably gonna make the assumption that they probably all have the same mother. The reason why is because I don't believe that there are different mothers between the 4 brothers and the 1 older sister. It probably is something along the lines of Sanji, of the mother being incredibly important, probably plot-wise, because Sanji's mother probably isn't just like a normal person. She probably has some level of importance, because I would bank that she is the reasoning for why his dad is the way he is and why he left at such a young age. It's kind of highly implied that it's during this coup situation is around the time when Sanji left. Now, it could be either the time in which Sanji, because obviously we kind of learned in this chapter that the reason why his dad never went after him is because his dad doesn't give a fuck. His dad was perfectly content leaving Sanji out to die wherever the fuck he was, because he didn't care. He was just all of a sudden reminded when and that also brings up the question, it's been over 10 years. So that means he probably got beat badly. That would be well, no, because the German name is still, the Vinsmoke name is still fucking feared. Which is weird, because then it brings up the question, well, how did when the Vinsmokes lost the North Blue, they couldn't have lost it in a major way. Because if they did, they would have lost a lot of their credibility, which isn't what happened. The Vinsmoke name is still truly feared and recognized as a fearsome name. So I don't think they lost their potency. But it just gets into a whole bunch of shit. Because now my question is, who currently rules over the North Blue, and how strong is that individual? I would have to argue that person has to be really fucking strong, because if you feel the need to get back by Yonko, you don't just do that for any other fucking bullshit ass area, especially if it's something. When you're dealing with the Germa, which are pretty fucking strong, as we've seen. Sanji's mom plays a huge role. I would probably say, at the very least, 2 of Sanji's family members will be redeemed in some way, shape, or form. And then, also, this is very interesting as a chapter, because it's one of the few times that you see Sanji interact with a woman and then not turn into some bullshit. I think Reiju is the only girl that he consistently interacts with that he's neutral towards. And you know how rare that is to see Sanji neutral towards a girl all the time? Although they still have to find a bullshit-ass way of throwing in the joke of, oh, he's obsessing over girls, which is what they did in the last chapter, where he's like, Reiju and him are having a conversation, and the maids come in and distract him. I find it interesting, his story kind of seems very similar to Sabo's. Well, Sabo was fucking treated like trash by his family. Except the difference is that his family actively wanted Sabo to stay in the family and be worth a damn, even though they thought he wasn't, and that's why they adopted Stelly and said, Stelly, you're going to be like my replacement for Sabo, because Sabo apparently ain't gonna be shit. His story is very similar to Sabo's in this way. The difference probably mainly being on top of the Stelly situation, which is still relatively similar, is the fact that Sanji doesn't have an overwhelming hatred of nobles as much as Sabo did when he was a kid. Because you also gotta remember, Sanji was a fucking crybaby the entirety of his childhood. Well, at least he comes off as one. I mean, and that wasn't really shocking. I figured he wasn't gonna win against Judge, and I also figured that he was gonna be bitch made as a kid because that's what they do. Almost every Straw Hat is bitch made as a kid, except for probably Robin Brooke because we never knew him as a child, and yeah, I think those are probably the only two characters because Frankie wasn't as bitch made, but he was still pretty bitch made as a kid. So none of that shocked me, but I just find it interesting because really, to me, it opens up more questions about the North Blue, who's currently controlling it, and how big of a threat they are. Because to me, you would have to at least be like fucking at least warlord level to cause a problem to the Germa. I can't see you being like on Arlong level or even a Kuro level and being fucking like a pain and being like that big of an issue. He would have to be relatively matched with the person. And his mother, Sanji's mother, he probably has a secondary birthright we don't know about. Because I guess I would say right now, my biggest issue with this whole thing is that, like, I kind of don't even understand why Sanji wanted to go. I feel like there's a reason why Sanji is there other than the simple, because he's like, oh, I'm just here to fix this stupid marriage business. But I'm like, but you know your dad is a piece of shit. You've known your dad to be a piece of shit. You've known your family to be a piece of shit. And you know Big Mom is a crazy motherfucker because she's a Yonko. And on top of which, you know that your captain wants to beat her. So my question now is, what in the fuck did you think you were going to accomplish? Like, I'm still trying to understand Sanji's logic here. Because it's like, oh, well, now everyone you care about would be in danger. Well, considering this shit was still going to end the same way as it did before, I mean, I don't see what the point is. Because it's not like they're going to be, there's no way in hell they'll beat Big Mom this hard. Unless there's like a third faction we don't know about. Which would be one part of Luffy's like alliance. Which I don't think is coming. Not this soon anyway. So my question is, what the fuck was Sanji's originally, like, what was his original plan? To follow all this through, fight with his father, and get put into a shitty situation? Because now this has turned into like a pseudo-rescue arc again. And I'm like, Sanji, what were you trying to do? Because I like, fuck what actually has happened. I'm curious about what his original goal was. Because there's no way in hell you're telling me that Sanji is so stupid to believe that he could literally just do it, that everything that's happened so far was the plan he actually had. This is also another thing that makes me think that his mother is still around in some shape or form or fashion. Like, there's a very fluctuating thing with me where I know his mother is very important, but I can't tell if she's important because she's dead and what she was is more important than who she was. Like, who she was important. Like whether it's her being dead currently and her influence that is the importance, and maybe her birthright and what she was, or is it that she's still alive and in a situation that is inherently fucked up? But then Sanji wouldn't have left and left the girl alone. So yeah. But I would argue that his dream probably comes from his mother. I've noticed almost every inspirational character is the character who kind of kickstarted his dream, kickstarted the Straw Hat's dreams, minus a few of them. But like, Luffy's was kickstarted by Shanks. Zoro's is somewhat kickstarted by Kuina's. Robin's is kickstarted by her mother's by her mother in some ways, and probably Jaguar D. Saul. Frankie through Tom. Um, Chopper, Dr. Hero Luck. It's the same shit. And he already had a dream before he met Red Zelf. So the dream I'm banking probably comes from his mother. And these aren't like super in-depth theories. This is just random guesses. that his mother probably holds an insane amount of importance to Sanji's character, which is why I'm very interested in seeing her, because the fact that Sanji's also a crybaby in the flashback makes me wonder, how did he accidentally get thrown off and then looked at it as a blessing, or did he legit try to leave from jump? But I've been rambling for about 15 minutes, so I'll stop it here. Please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the Schizomanic. And I forgot the tagline I was using. Fuck it. The world is insane. Guess I gotta deal with it. Nah, fuck it. We'll work on the ending. We'll work on it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Please leave your thoughts and theories in the comment section below. Peace out.